We're going to start this video off just right. I am a Gnostic, not agnostic. So this happened 8 months ago, but I've known about this for a few years. You should look up something called the Deagle list. I'll look it up for you. You have got to watch this video, Don't think you can stop this shit, because you're not stopping any damn thing. Matter of fact, let's go to another one. Go to this
Based on
channel.
what I'm discovering, Pastor,
Just ignore some of the other stuff. Right here. Deagle list. It's from 5 years ago. I don't really recommend the preaching, but this right here is very accurate as far as the information presented of what's going to happen. And I'm going to play Grimes so she can tell you what's going to happen. Let's back up. A lot of people are bots. A lot of people in these comments, we call the dead internet theory. We got certain people that pay attention. She said, luckily, there's a massive population drop coming. This person's asking, what is she talking about? And why is she so giddy about it? Let's just see what she actually says.
People should just retain the art of creating things and retain the art of knowing things. So the more granular it gets, I think actually the less sort of evil it is as like an attack on the human psyche or the human ability to learn. But yeah, overall, I think there's quite a bit of abdication of responsibility around like, what are we going to do as people's jobs start being taken fairly aggressively? Luckily, there's a massive population drop coming, so maybe everything is just fate and it's going to work out okay. But I feel like we might get like very, very, very good AI across every pillar of art before there aren't any more people to make art.
You heard it right there. And the bot interviewer just glance over that. Massive population drop. There aren't enough people that will be able to make art. Or at least good people. So what is exactly coming? And how can you survive this shit? Because if you believe the God of the Bible is real, well, I got a bunch of I got some shit I can sell you. I got some Christian Dragon Balls that you can buy from me right now. They will grant any wish. So let's go to some things. Now, I've said this before, but the whole entire Bible, the Nag Hammadi, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, all of it, these are not historical. They're not even religious texts. These are completely metaphorical, metaphysical, spiritual allegories. And only the wise can understand it. The true wise, the people that have true gnosis, not this general information, not the exoteric. So 2nd Esdras chapter 5 verse 1 says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they that which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Now, what is the way of truth that it's talking about? It's not talking about some stupid salvation. It's not talking about you keeping commandments and all this other bullshit. This is literally talking about you understanding the esoteric symbology of the book that you're given. We see a lot of fucking churches popping up telling you you need to keep commands, you need to do all this shit. Those are lies. Those are fucking lies. So we're going to go to, let's see, 2nd Ezra 7, because it talks about the Christ consciousness. The Christ consciousness. And you say, oh, this thing is a forgery. Because I've already shown you. That's if you're wise and you actually got a brain. We're not talking about a man. We're not talking about a man when we say Christ. Wait, what the hell? We're talking about Christ. We're talking about the pineal gland. I'm going to show you some other things as well. No, the illustration is in this book or not. This guy just jumps from subject to subject. He has some good illustrations in there, but a lot of stuff is wrong. And let's see. Like the whole save your seed shit, that's false. That is 100% false. Saving your seed does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. So the Christ oil right here. The pineal gland, which is really activating that Christ consciousness. This is right here. It said how to raise the oil. Retain your sexual fluids. That's also a lie. Consuming an alkaline diet. That's a lie too. So no consumption of acidic fluids. That's also a lie. No consuming alcohol. Also a lie. Those are not true. Those are not observable. First of all, you do need to eat clean. You need to eat clean. You need to not be, if you have diabetes, control your blood sugar. That will activate the kundalini within you. That will activate that Christ consciousness. A lot of meditating will activate it. So a lot of this information that he gives, like some of the illustration is real, they're good, but a lot of this information is false. So Jesus was crucified at Golgotha, which translates to the place of the skull. This is Jesus on the cross overlapped onto the midbrain. This is Horus. This is Dionysus. So it says the Christ oil passes 33 vertebrae of the spine, then passes the vagus nerve, which is crossed over. Why do you need this in the first place? To survive what is coming, you're going to need to be in the Christ conscious. You can't join it. You can't join it physically by signing up. You have to be mentally intact to do this. The going in and reading about this says, "For my son Jesus shall be revealed with those that be with him." This is Christ's consciousness, that they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. And after these years shall my son Christ die, and all men that have life. And the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgments, so that no man shall remain. And after 7 days the world yet awaketh not shall be raised up, and that shall die that is corrupt. So the old ways are going to die. The entire old way of living is going to die. Everyone that's belonging to this old world of, hey, we used to go to work, that's going away. We got AI for that. We got robots for that. I want you to watch a series. I actually have the series. It's called A Brave New World. You got to watch the series because this is what you're going to be living in. I'm going to play the trailer. But this is what you're going to be living in before 2030. You're going to receive UBI, Universal Basic Income. You're not going to be working a job. And for all you saying you're going to fight the government, look, first and foremost, you can look this up. There is a company out there called Authentify. So if you ever talked about overthrowing the government, whether it's online or in a joke, even before you step foot on the internet, that means you could step foot on the internet in the early 2000s. They take every goddamn thing that you ever posted, put your ass in a database, got your face, voice, and everything. You know, Google also collects your voice searches and everything else. You can't opt out. You think you're opting out, but you can't. So everything that you've ever posted is online. And this software tracks everything to see if you're a threat. And if you are a threat, they're gonna come to your door. Hey, we just need to talk to you real quick. Yeah, we just gonna talk to you. They'll make up some shit. Put your ass in jail for 30 days. Drop the fucking charges. That's what happened to that man that posted a he quoted Donald Trump. Matter of fact, let's look that up. Donald Trump and goes to jail. They released his ass a month later. The person who was jailed for posting a Facebook meme that quoted Donald Trump was named Larry Bouchard. Right here, Tennessee sheriff defends liberal activists for posting Trump meme about school shooting. Look, the man is already out of jail. He's out of jail. Out of jail. But guess what? They locked his ass up for a fucking month. A Tennessee man that has been in jail for a month and will be there into December at least because a county sheriff 45 minutes away didn't like a meme posted on Facebook about Donald Trump. So this goes for if you got criticism of Israel, the president, the government, anything. Your ass is about to be locked out. Now, if you want to say, "Oh, I'm gonna fight back," look, I'm tell you like this: most people who say this are fucking cowards. You are a coward. We see ICE on the streets attacking other people, and what are you doing? Nothing but recording videos. You're not gonna bust a grape, let alone try to overthrow the government. That shit is dead. You look. You had 100 years ago. You should have done that. It's too late now. Now let's watch this fucking trailer.
This is New London. Everyone's happy here. Everyone has a place. There's no hunger, no violence.
There's no pain there, John. Everyone fits. I've always wanted that for you.
This is your home now. You just need to embrace this place and let it be wonderful. Hey.
All you have to do is connect.
No, this is not gonna look. This is where we are headed. This is based off a book that came out. What, Brave New World? Aldous Huxley came out in 1931. 1931. Then years later, another book came out and a movie called 1984. So it amazes me. A lot of people just don't read, and if they read, they don't comprehend. They don't comprehend what they read. Your whole world is about to be eon flux. Both the movie and the TV show. Both the movie and the TV show. Which you need to watch both. Another movie you need to watch. Ultraviolet. So you can get an idea what type of future you really have. What type of world you actually have. Trying to find some similar movies. Maybe Doomsday. I have to find some more movies. Maybe a little bit of Underworld without the vampires and werewolves. Definitely Equilibrium. Just a lot of just not paying attention. See, I know if Billy Carson say something about it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I believe it now. And he gonna give you very little information. Like Infinite right here, if you watch the movie, it's about reincarnation. And if your soul is awake, as the Gnostic text talks about living forever. Like, once you have gnosis, you will live forever. Which means, I'm trying to find the book, Apocalypse of Adam. Then the peoples will cry with a great voice, saying, Blessed the soul of those men, because they have known God. If they know who God is, they know themselves. With their knowledge of the truth, they shall live forever, because they have not been corrupted by their desire, along with the angels, nor have they accomplished the works of the powers, but they stood in his presence in the knowledge of God, because God itself, like light that has come forth from fire and blood. So even if your physical body perishes, dies, and you have a soul, you have that melanin, you will come back and incarnate in another body. Like, we have a lot of people that have experienced past lives. I mean, there's movies about this, but we have many stories of people actually experiencing this. Whether in Hinduism or Buddhism or Medic. Children who remember past lives. There's stories of that. There's even children that talks about, I used to be able to do this with my hand, but I can't. I'm so tiny. And I can't wait till I get bigger so I can open this jar and all this other shit. There's videos of this. But for you to survive what's coming, I'm going to be honest. A lot of you are not going to survive. If you took a certain shot, you're not surviving. You are not surviving.
Everyone belongs to everyone else.
We're never alone here. Everyone's connected.
You know, I've been watching you people, but this place is so perfect. Why is it upside down?
There's a disruption.
I just can't seem to get back to myself.
A virus enters a cell, turning the body against.
Like, the whole damn thing already primed you. The TV shows have primed you. The movies have primed you. They've already told you. Another series you should watch. Another series you should watch. Class of 09. Class of 09. What? Nope, that's the anime. That's the anime. That's the game. Right here. This whole, look. Man, this came out 2 years ago? Oh. Look. Oh man. I thought that came out last year. Hold on. Let me play the trailer.
Have you ever thought of joining the FBI?
No, I haven't.
We're looking for people outside of law enforcement.
As a student of the FBI Academy, I devote myself to the pursuit of truth and knowledge.
I worked in insurance before applying to the Bureau.
I was a nurse. You don't know me.
No, but I will.
I've had good classes, but I never had an exceptional one.
So glad we're in the same class.
So am I. We got to look after one another.
Toast, class of 09.
Class of 09.
The Bureau claims to want different types of people, so long as we all do the same thing.
Open up! I've overseen changes to the way the Bureau operates.
We don't spy on our own.
Sometimes we have to.
It's not your job to protect me from the world.
That's my only job.
and try and make this right.
No matter how hard we try.
The whole series about how they use a AI system. So it's very similar to Minority Report. AI collecting data, deducing and arresting someone who might commit a crime. That's what Authentify is for. As I said before, people are just not paying attention. People are waiting for a mythical savior. They're waiting for an outside force to save them. No. You gotta save yourself. Let's continue. In fact, let's go back. Let's go to the Cobran Bible. This is an Egyptian Bible. You should really study this. Read it. Understand the story. Then go in and just break it apart. All right. Creation. Mortal knowledge is circumscribed by mortal ignorance, and mortal comprehension is circumscribed by its spiritual reality. It is unwise for mortal man to attempt the understanding of that which is beyond his conception, for there lies the road to disbelief and madness. Yet man is man, and ever fated to reach out beyond himself. So this whole entire book talks about reincarnation, death, rebirth. That's all there is. You're evolving. Like this society, this super futuristic society, it has happened before. It's going to happen again. It's going to fall. But you're going to live through it if you wake up. If you don't wake up, you're not going to live through none of this shit. You're going to be in the ground, waiting for your next fucking turn. Whether you remember that you're a person or not. Let's continue. Let's continue. Yet man is man and ever fated to reach out beyond himself, starting to attain things which always just elude his grasp. So in his frustration, he replaces the dimly seen, incomprehensible with things within his understanding. If these things but poorly reflect reality, then is it not the reflection of reality, distorted, though it may be of greater value than no reflection at all. There are no true beginnings on earth, for here all is effect. Ultimate cause being elsewhere. For who among men can say which came first, the seed or the plant? Yet in truth it is neither. For something neither seed nor plant preceded both, and the thing that was also preceded by something else. Always there are ancestors back to the beginning and back beyond that. And there is only God. So this God answers to any name. So before the beginning, there was only one consciousness, that of the Eternal One, whose nature cannot be expressed in words. This is also similar to the Father explained in the Nag Hammadi text. That of the Eternal One, whose nature cannot be expressed in words. It was the one, soul, spirit, the self-generator, which cannot diminish. The unknown, the unknowable, one brooding, solitary, and profound, pregnant, silent. It tells you how you can see this God, right? It says in verse 5, he who preceded all existed alone in the strange abode of uncreated light. You have an uncreated light within yourself, which remains ever unextinguishable, and no understandable eye can ever behold it. So your physical eyes cannot see this light. How do you see this light? Meditation, darkness, the light within you, the pulsating draughts of eternal life, light in his keeping were not yet loose. He knew himself alone. He was uncontrasted, unable to manifest in nothingness, for all within his being was unexpressed potential. You should definitely read this book. We're going to go to one final thing. So why am I jumping around like this? Why am I showing you this? I want the few to survive. The few. Hey, don't go. Look, you can go out there, be a dumbass, and fight the government. I ain't gonna help you. I'm not helping you. Fuck that. Can't do it. This is already be preordained. They've already told you through so many video games, so many movies. It's too late for a lot of you. Haywire is another good movie to watch. God damn. I really get sick of seeing this Hebrew Israelite bullshit. Like, this is true. Melanin isn't just a pigment, it is a antenna for God. And the God is you. Watchmen's a good series. I mean, there's so many movies, so many things that already shows you this. Now, you think it's going to be like Handmaid's Tale. Nope. It's going to be a mix of Handmaid's Tale and Hunger Games. So the last thing I'm going to show you is this. Because I've told you before about the red and blue. The red and blue. The symbology. There's a reason why they said the future is female. Future is female. It's more than just a feminist slogan. The reason why I'm showing you all these movies, especially, movies like Fifth Element, the way society is. So we're shifting away from patriarchy to matriarchy, and it's going to be ruled by a technocratic presence. Because the age of Aquarius is here, the age of understanding is here. I'm going to show you this from the sealed portion. Sealed portion. So it says this right here in the sealed portion. One of the ways that you might know the things. Matter of fact, let's see this. Let's go back. Let's talk about the latter days. And you shall see how the God of the latter days, who is Lucifer, have lifted himself up and have deceived those things upon earth. Matter of fact, let me prove this to you. Let me prove this to you. Lucifer is Jesus, by the way. Lucifer is Jesus. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? We're going to go into the Greek Septuagint as well. Halel. Halel, which is morning star. Morning star. Let's go into the Septuagint. Oh, let's see. Greek Septuagint. Where the fuck is it? How has Lucifer? Okay. Revelation 22:16, so you can understand where I'm coming from. Bright morning star. So we see this right here. Morning star. Aster is star. Orth Reno. Orth Reno. Go to the Septuagint. It's Lucifer. But we'll do this instead. AI is gonna lie to you. Because Lucifer and Morningstar mean the same exact thing. Shit. Where I'm trying to think. Because I need a certain Bible for this. I think it's a Latin. Let's see, Vulgate. A Latin Vulgate. I think I need it for this. Because Halel is Morningstar. The Yeah, I need to ask you another book to show this. But you get the clear picture. Morningstar is really the same thing. Now, most people don't want to believe that, but it is what it is. And I don't give a fuck if they believe it or not. So, the bright morning star and Lucifer are the same being. That's why the Jesus of the Gnostic text is heavily against Yaldabaoth, which is the God of the Old Testament. But to understand the allegory is that the God of the Old Testament is the old man. The old man, the old way of thinking. The old way of thinking, you don't need the old way of thinking. The old way of thinking is going to fuck you over. The new way of thinking, the Christ consciousness, the Dionysus, the Osiris, is going to liberate you. So we're going to see a portion right here. It says, and ye shall see how the God of the latter days, who is Lucifer, see, capital G, had lifted himself up and had deceived those upon the earth to such an extent that they shall think that he is their father in heaven and that their true Lord is the devil. See a portion. Book of Mormon. It's very accurate. It's very accurate. We're going to go to Revelation so you can see what I'm talking about. See, there is two Christs, right? So the real Christ is the Christos, the Christ consciousness. If you have gnosis, you already know what it is. If you don't have gnosis, you believe it's a person. But because you're worshiping a dead man, according to the Peter, Apocalypse of Peter. It says, for many will accept our teaching in the beginning, and they will turn from them again by the will of the father of their error, Satan. Lucifer, not Lucifer, but Satan. Y'all the Baal. Y'all the Baal created this fake Jesus. It says right here, because they have done what he wanted, and he will reveal them in his judgment, the servants of the word. But those who became mingled with all these shall become their prisoners in these fucking churches. Even outside the churches, you're still attached to this dead religion. You're worshiping a dead man. Since they are without perception, and the guileless, good, pure one, they push to the worker of death, and to the kingdom of those who praise Christ in their restoration. And they praise the men of the propagation of falsehood, those who will come after you. Look, when times gets hard, when you don't have food, we got crime out there in the streets. They're going to come after you. They're going to fuck you up. Same people claim to be Christians. They're coming after you. And they will cleave to the name of a dead man, thinking they will become pure. But they will become greatly defiled, and they will fall into a name of error and into the hand of an evil, cunning man and a manifold dogma. And they will be ruled without law. These people are worshiping this, which we're going to see in a few seconds. Not just a dead man, but the dead man has a symbol too. And one of the ways that you might know that these things is by the money that ye shall have among you in the latter days. And if you look at this money, ye shall know that which Satan hath caused you to inscribe thereon, even the words, in God we trust. And ye do trust in this God. So you trust in the almighty dollar. You trust in this God. Even the money which ye have inscribed these words. But in the Lord yourself ye do not trust. For you've been led to believe that his ways are of the devil. And this money shall become the thing that shall take you away from the gospel of Christ. The true actual gospel of the Christ. The Christ consciousness. Even that ye shall forget about his words and put your trust in this money. And John wrote concerning this, saying, he had causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark in the name, mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Now, it's a riddle. It's a parable. So right here it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that he who do not have money and doth not participate in this economy of the nations of the world, which economy shall revolve around the seed of the beast or the money of the nation of the United States, then he shall be killed, for he cannot survive in a system of economy that is based upon his money. That's the mark of the beast. Everybody has accepted it. That's also that's part of the mark of the beast. The other mark of the beast is your melanin. It's never just one thing. And all the people, yea, even everyone who liveth upon the earth shall receive the mark in their right hands, or in other words, they shall be forced to participate in this economy. You will be forced to take UBI, or you're going to be homeless. And you can't be homeless because there's an executive order put out that if you're homeless, you go to jail. Jailing the homeless. You will be going to jail if you're homeless. You won't participate? Okay. You're going to be homeless. Oh, you can't be homeless. You got to go to jail. You got to go to a work camp. Now, this ain't the only revelation. Matter of fact, let me go to another book. I got lots and lots of books. Let me see. Tony Burke, New Testament Apocrypha. Good books, by the way. Let's see. As I said before, these are parables. A lot of people say, well, you know, I know what the mark is. You don't really know what the mark is. You don't know shit. Everything you know is from your goddamn church. Your fake ass church. Revelation of Matthew, about the first revelation of Matthew. All right. Because everything is symbology. We have never seen anyone raise the dead. Now, this fake Jesus, the church's Jesus, is the Antichrist, which is what I am alluding to. This fake Jesus, I mean, it's already revealed to you in the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 1, verse 17 says, and when I saw him, and I fell at his feet as dead, and he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, fear not, I am the first and the last. I am he that liveth and was dead. And behold, I am alive forevermore, amen, and have the keys of hell and of death. So he has the keys of hell and of death, but not of the keys of heaven and of life. And yet he says he lives. This is what the Revelation or the Apocalypse of Peter is talking about. Y'all are worshiping a dead fucking man. You are worshiping a dead man. So I'm not worshiping a dead man. He will perform all the signs that I perform, with the sole exception of raising the dead. What does it really mean to raise the dead? If you're going to take this literally, you're saying that, he raised the dead. There's people dead in spirit. There are people that are literally mentally dead. These churches have not raised the mentally dead. They haven't gotten the person off of drugs. They put their hope in something that's going to get them back on drugs even harder. Since many people will believe in him, even those who believed in me. For this reason I tell you this, Matthew, so that you may preach to all the faithful, lest they be led astray by him. God damn! I mean, it tells you. But people don't understand the parables. No, this whole thing is a fucking parable. Let's go. Let me see what's dead. It's in Revelations. Let's see. Living. Ah, shit. And was. Revelation 17:8. It tells you right here, this is the mystery. The mystery. The church. The whore. The church is the fucking whore. The church is the goddamn whore. Playing with your 7 chakras. Arrayed in purple and scarlet. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. They literally dug up Jesus' words, put them in a book, so you can worship a dead man until you die. You can give money to a dead man until you die. Remember Revelation 1:17? The beast that thou sawest was and is not, that has the keys of hell and of death, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell upon the earth shall wonder, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. This beast is the church's creation of Christ. The fake Christ. The fake Gnostic Christ. The fake Gnosis. The general public information. And every goddamn person upon this earth at one point has worshipped this person. Not understanding that the Christ that the Gnostic text and even the Bible is talking about is you. It's talking about you, the Christ consciousness. That's why the whole thing in the book of Revelation is talking about something that's esoteric. But people say, oh, we're going to really see it. You're not going to see this shit. You're never going to see this shit. The whole thing is symbology. And the story don't just stop there. The Council of Nicaea did their fucking job of removing a lot of text. There's a bunch of revelations you never read. There's a bunch of them. See, the appearance of the Antichrist. His appearance will be that of a tall and thin man with thin feet and long hair, having a long face and a long nose with eyes like a cat's in the lower part and large ears, missing one of his upper teeth, having a prominent leopard spot on his forehead, a patch of white hair, white in the hair over his forehead. Desiree Borgia Jesus. Huh? Like, goddamn, right there. They've already told you. But no. You religious, psychotic people don't care. That's why I know for a fact. Letter to Mazzini. Albert Pike's letter to Mazzini. They said the true age of Lucifer is about to begin. And I'm trying to be here for that. The true Christ consciousness age is going to be here. And I'm trying to be here for that. Where there is truly peace and no bullshit. For a time. It's going to last for a time. See, this is just the first and second revelation of Matthew. I'm going to go to another one. So you can understand some of this shit. Revelation of John. First and second revelation. And the third revelation of John. So, which one? So, there's how many revelations of John? How many? Tell you about this experience, his appearance. Everything has figurative language, and people just take. Look, at one point in time, I took it as literal. It's not literal. Nothing about this is literal. I can't find a fucking letter. Let me see. Okay, right here. So, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati between the political Zionists. So, just to give you this, first and foremost, they built these people up. They're going to destroy Israel and the Muslim Arabic world. They planned all this shit. It says this right here. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and the political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Why is that? Because you're going to need this for the new world. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nation the effect of absolute atheism and origin of savagery. Because, look, none of these people are atheists that believe this. They're occultists. They're into the comedic spiritual. Like, I see what they pay attention to and they put worship in. They put worship towards the Egyptian and the Kemetic text. And I can respect that, because I respect it. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against a world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, the multitude, the disillusioned with Christianity. Remember the religious psychosis? Whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compassion or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing theirs to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, the Christ consciousness which is Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result in a general reactionary mood which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquer and exterminated at the same fucking time. So Christianity and atheism, two sides of the same goddamn coin, will be destroyed. And people say, you can't destroy it. Yes, you can. Yes, the fuck you can. Now, the book you call the Bible and all these other books have already told you this. They've already told you that your religion called Christianity is going to be destroyed. The Quran tells you that. But you, who refuse to understand that most of these books are allegorical. It talks right here. Destruction of the earth. You don't know what the earth is. You think it's talking about the physical earth. It's not talking about the physical earth. The cleansing of the earth. And the return of Jesus. What is this return of Jesus? The return of the Christ consciousness. The return of the Christ consciousness. A lot of people don't want to learn. They refuse to learn. They refuse to let go of their vain religion. The Latin revelation of John about the Antichrist. No one will be able to hide himself from him. All those who he himself will kill and who will die from hunger and thirst under his dominion will be God's elect. What do you mean by that? There's people that are ignorantly into this cult, and they have not awakened to gnosis yet. And then there's just people in there. They're just zombies. They're just bots. They're just NPCs. All who will believe in him will he mark with a single letter on their forehead. No one will be able to erase that device. So they believe in this fake Jesus as a human being that's coming to save them. But he's never coming to save them. He's never helping them. It's their own delusions. It's a part of their mind activating the pineal gland, thinking that their Jesus is helping them, but really it's their mind. But they're putting all their efforts into an outside force. And then when real shit happens, like we saw this in 2020, on the day he is born, all who inhabit the four parts of the world, the fourth part of the world is the United States, by the way. You can get a book called The Fourth Part of the World. Let's see. This book, I got it. Proves without a shadow of doubt in the United States. It's that area. Give them to you. So in every house, the corpse of a dead man will be the sign. Then in that time, the father will kill the son, and son father, and brother. And every dealing, there will be no faithful person. Women will reveal their menstrual cloths and will not conceal themselves from men. Churches will be destroyed. We've already seen people destroying the churches with their tithes and offerings. And all this other bullshit. Priests will lament. People will have no thought for holy relics, nor those places where the bodies of saints had lain at rest. They will worship profane idols like pagans and Jews. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes in various places. Plagues, famines, stars will fall to the earth. A lot of this is parables. If you don't know what a church is, I'm not going to teach you. This is not like a teaching lesson. That's what I'm telling you. You need to go in and do the work. You need to deconstruct. First, go in and find all the contradictions. You got to be honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, then you can learn. But if you can't, if you say there's no contradiction in the Bible, you can't be taught. You can't leave your vain religion. And you will not go into the new world. Especially if you already taken the C-19, you done. You done. You done. Ain't no helping you. They closing the doors. They closing the doors. They are closing the goddamn doors. The pineal gland will not be opened. That pineal gland will not be opened. Can't be opened. You won't have that Christ consciousness. Now you can trust Alex Jones that's already led you down a rabbit trail to destruction. And that almost forgot. Almost forgot. This is what I gotta show you. Pay attention to the colors. The red gets overtaken by the blue. The red gets overtaken by the blue. If I can find it. It's not there. It's in the first one. Kind of get to it real quick right here. Reason why the future is female. The right hemispheric brain is going to be taking over. Why is it taking over? That's the Christ consciousness. More of that is coming. Now, this is not a complete list of it, but you get the idea. You get the idea. I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, let me show you something because this comes up a lot. Matrix. Red, blue. This is in the movie Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas. About reincarnation. Red, blue. Red, blue. It's already showing you, but you're not paying attention. Blue. What is blue? And red. Swatch. Let's watch it.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
There's been a high-level security breach. And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like yours, Sonic. But where you found family...
You should really do some research on what a green means.
...and friends... Shadow found only pain and loss.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no! My turn. Can we just talk about this? He's too powerful. Sonic! I can't.
Dark hole right here. Red. Superman trailer. Also has a dark hole. Red dark hole. Just like the new Fantastic Four movie. Pay attention to the subplot.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's a
might.
lot of fire,
It's
but-
a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into.
Black hole!
All right, we're gonna go to another movie. We have movies, multiple movies with black holes. Why? What is this? What is the symbolism behind that shit? This is shit you gotta actually do the research. I'm not gonna do the research for you. I guess nobody uploaded it. All right, let's move on to this trailer so you can understand what's happening. We go to when she uses her powers. Right here. There's symbolism going on with him, specifically him, his type, why he was chosen.
One last time.
Oh. Then you go back. Right here, right here. Right here. That's what I'm talking about. The woman is using red power. Look, she's in red and blue. Red goes out, turns into blue. Why? Look, why don't they just use green and gold? Why? Because they're already priming your mind for what's going to happen. What's happening here? And this is also messed up too. Like these colors. Because the red is normally for the left hemisphere. The blue is for the right hemisphere. The blue represents the female. The red represents the male. So Harry B. Joseph, you say, what? How do you know all this shit? I read from other books. I've studied other people, like Bobby Hemmett. You get the picture. We're ending off this note. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you understand, you understand. If you don't, you don't.